Hello everyone, it's Janice here. I have a design team project for Diamond Dies to share today. What I have done is I have repurposed or saved a partially used 5x7 journal. You know, just one of those little spiral bound journals that you get from probably the dollar store. Actually, I had found this one in a wastebasket in one of the houses that I work at, and so and it still had some paper in it, and some of the papers were used, but I tore those out. And I had just came up in my room the other day and wanted to just play, just have some fun with some different dies, and I wanted to make flowers, and wanted to play with some of my mediums and things like that, some of my sprays. And so this journal was laying here on my table, and I picked it up, and I said, well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to alter the cover of this journal. So the dies that I used from Diamond Dies on it are I used the word set #1 die set, and I love this. Is one of my favorite die sets right now. Just about everything that I do here lately, I have put one of these words on it, and I used the word dream. The reason why I used the word dream is I have what I'm going to use this journal for, what pages are left in it, is to kind of write down a wish list, some of the things that I'd like to get, from the new items coming out, from CHA 2015. That was my idea for this. So the word dream was appropriate. This is the very first die set that Diamond Dies came out with. And this is called the Realistic Rose die. And like I said, I wanted to make some flowers. Sometimes I love Prima flowers, and all of those beautiful petaloo, and and all of that wild orchid craft flowers. I love all of those and have those, but sometimes we don't want to use the more expensive flowers that we have in our stash. Sometimes we don't want to use those on certain projects, and that was the case here, so it is just great to, to have flower dies around, for that purpose. You can cut your flowers, from your designer paper and make them yourself. And, yeah, so I followed the tutorial that Diamond Dies has up on their YouTube channel to make the realistic roses. And I also made some smaller ones. This set is called the Mini Must-Haves set. And I used the smaller of these are like the realistic rose, but they're just smaller. See? So you can make, 3 different sizes with these dies. Or 4 actually, if your fingers can maneuver that small one. Mine can't. So anyway, those are some of the dies that I used. Those are older ones. And I used, this is from the new release, and this is called the Nesting Tags set. Okay? So those are the dies that I used. The paper collection that I used is by Prima, and it's the Coffee Break. It's the 6x6. I know everyone has seen these papers, just gorgeous, cute little papers. I thought that was appropriate for my wish list. Since, most of the time when I'm sitting and watching, videos or things, it may be in the mornings whenever I'm having my coffee. So that's where that came from. Oh, and I did some stenciling, and I used a Tim Holtz stencil, but I used the bubble. And through that stencil, I used some of the shimmers, paints, textures in the patina colored. Beautiful stuff. And like I said, I used some of my Lindy's. I used a Lindy's Starburst spray, and it is called Ramblin' Rose Pink. And I played around again with my Lindy's Magicals. And this is the Mermaid Seashells set. Too many S's. Okay, and I used, just some bling and things like that, and I'll point that out, as we go. Okay, and here's my little 5x7 journal that I altered the cover. And like I said, it was partially used, but there is still enough paper in there, for me to make plenty of wish lists. So, okay, what I did first is I started out with a couple of pieces of the designer paper, and did some tearing, and just laid them down and glued them down to the cover. And I did do some distressing, around the edges, and with a little bit of frayed burlap distress ink. You can see where I sprayed the Lindy sprays in the background. It's the pink shimmering. Okay, and I did do a little gesso here and there, and you can see where I used the shimmers textures through the stencil there. Came out really, really nice. I love that look. Okay, and then pretty much after I got my background prepared, I cut 3 different sizes from the nesting tag set. Okay, I cut not the smallest one, but the 3 up from the smallest one, or the 3 that I cut to do some layering with. And I thought that came out really cute. I distressed the edges of those as well, with my distress tool, the Prima Distress tool. I'll show that to you in case there may be someone watching that doesn't know what that is. I do have a new friend that may be watching my videos, and she is very interested. So, just kind of want to, show that. Okay, and then I made my flowers. And I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to play with my, my Magicals. The Magicals. Couldn't think of that name for nothing. Sorry about that. And so, after I got my flowers, put down, then I started, just playing with the Magicals here and there on the tips. I hope you can see that. Let me see if I can get this to focus in. Okay. Can you see the shimmer on the tips of the flowers there and that gold? That's some of it. Let's see, the 2 colors that I used are called Opal Sea Oats and the Glory of the Seas Gold are the 2 colors that I used, and I just love how that came out. Isn't that beautiful? That's another reason for, having this flower dyes, and making your own flowers. That way you can play around with your different mediums, your different inks and things like that, or different paints to, glimmer them up. I just love how that came out. So pretty. I've had a lot of fun playing with those. And let's see. I guess that's about it for the middle. I did use some bling from Michaels. I've about got a package used up. Finally. And on some of the flowers I used on these, that's where I used I used the realistic rose die set on all of them, but I made the roses here, but I made a different type of flower as well. Okay. All right, and then I believe this is a Prima wood veneer. This is a little piece from Michaels. And then here's where I used that dream, the word dream. And I ran that through my Xyron to, to stick it down. That's the easiest way to stick your little, intricate words and things like that. Just run them through your little Xyron. Okay. And then on the back, I just covered it with a piece of, this is just a piece of random paper that I had, it just matched. So that's why that ended up there. See how it matches the coffee break? Matches pretty good, huh? So, okay. That is my project share. Design team project share for Diamond Dies. I hope everyone likes it. I get this to focus now for that. Before I let you go, I just wanted to remind you all about a couple of things that Diamond Dies has coming up. We are going to have a hop. It's called Diamond Dies Winter Themed Hop. Coming up, well, it's coming up this Saturday on the 24th. So that'll be a lot of fun. You'll have an opportunity to win a $10 gift certificate to Diamond Dies. Also, I want to remind you about the Diamond Dies Facebook card swap. We did it for January, and we're going to do it again. Diamond Dies is going to do it again for February. The design team members can participate if they'd like to. I did I did participate in the January one, but and I'm sure I will participate in the next one. But yeah. So I think that's about everything that I have to share right now. If you are interested in purchasing some dies from Diamond Dies, you can use my coupon code Thanks Janice to save 10% on your order of $35 or more, plus you get free shipping. So you can't beat that. I will have all of this information in the description box below, along with some links for you. So yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.